right, welcome to the Dragon's Tome. I am your host, Chopper, and as always, I am joined with the two best looking men on the internet today,
Wow. Where'd they
Jack
come
and
from?
Rob. You'll
Beauty's in the
find
eye.
no one
It's
finer than those two men's right there.
beauty's in the eye of the beholder, Jack. He just likes you.
Okay, we're starting with some eroticism. I
It's
like
cause,
I like the energy.
it's 'cause last a week ago he said he liked Martin more than you, and now he's sucking up to you again.
That's
Hmm.
true. So
He
we are
broke your heart, baby. He
here.
dashed your hopes and dreams, and now you're coming back, crawling like so many before you.
I'm not crawling.
No, okay.
Hat in hand, maybe.
Well, why don't we start this show?
All
Yeah,
Got
we're
right.
gonna
to use the
start recording.
placard now,
Oh,
and then
Yeah.
recording.
Oh, okay. Here we are, episode 88, Dragon Magazine number 88, August. We are August of 1984.
That is correct. You did it. You did
We did
it.
it. I put all the numbers together all by myself, and I didn't use my fingers. We got covers today. Who's our cover art by?
Jim Holloway, and I have to say, this is the oldest issue of Dragon Magazine I owned. I,
Oh,
I
really?
I didn't collect it this time. I got it later, but this is the oldest one I owned.
Hmm.
I remember the cover.
I'm trying to figure out, is she really good at hiding, or is she been found out? Because
They're
the
not
other
looking.
two are just plot along, but that guy, you can almost see the eye contact between them.
you think this is the moment where
Yeah,
the
maybe
jig's
this
up?
is the moment that the middle one saw her. Yeah,
Yes.
and she's gonna die.
Well, she looks like she can handle herself, though.
I don't know. 3 orcs. Are those orcs?
Yeah.
Those
Are
those
they
pole
orcs?
arms. Those pole arms are gonna pick her right out of that tree.
Well, I'm still
She's
trying
got
to figure out
scale
what.
mail on. Come on.
I'm still trying to figure out what's behind her. Is that an arm or a leg?
Oh, because she's got the one in front of her, under her, and then the other one is up and on another branch, and then her cloak goes up and around past her
Uh,
groin. Yeah, when I first saw it, I
oh,
took a
she's like
second.
twisted. I thought her leg was on the other side, but that's a branch. I get it. Her cape
Yeah,
is
yeah,
across the branch at the other side. Oh
it
yeah, I never noticed her leg up in the air like that before.
she's kind
I,
of like a
I thought she was
Mobius
sitting.
strip Winchester House situation.
She's actually like kind of perched, but I thought she was actually sitting on the branch, but she's not. She's kind of like
Oh,
side
like
saddling.
cross-legged? Are
Yeah,
you saying that?
that's what.
Oh,
Until you mentioned that there's a leg, another extra leg. That's how I pictured this whole thing. That
okay.
little branch over the far side that the cape's over should have been a different color, just so. Or is it her foot? Her foot's a little. I think her foot's the
I
pointy
can't
thing.
tell what it is. I just know that it looks weird.
It does look
Her
weird.
her foot is in a boot that's on a mossy branch. The
Yeah.
mossy branch matches kind of her pants, which I
Yeah.
think is the point that she's got the cloak that matches
Oh
the
yeah,
tree.
yeah, that's right.
The
I guess so.
pants
She's
match the.
camouflaged. Yeah.
She's yeah.
So,
It's all making sense now.
yeah.
But it's still odd that I never pictured that was a leg over there. And like I say, I own this issue. Probably looked at the cover thousands of times.
Well,
So, well, it's a good cover this time. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of last week's cover.
No, I'm not a Jack Crane guy. Jack is.
well,
Jack loves him.
famously he was bludgeoned to death by a camera tripod in a hotel room, so you guys got your wish.
That's the wrong Jack Crane.
It was Bob Crane, I think, wasn't it?
And that was Bob Crane, too. All right.
That's
So
his twin brother.
now that we've
Brought it down to that level.
now that we started an episode of 48 Hours, murder mystery. Let's.
I was gonna say with Eddie
let's-
Murphy.
No,
And-
the first
yes,
48.
first
First 48. Yeah, first 48.
With Nick Nolte, obviously.
Yeah. Let's move on to our articles. Let's start with the order of you guys on my screen,
Oh,
which
this
puts
is chaos.
which puts Rob being first.
Oh, he
Which
tricked
puts
you.
which puts Jack behind Rob by just a little bit, by just a smidge.
Tricked you. Let's do some quick hitters here. Let's go to page 12.
Mm.
Actually, it's page 14.
Jack's gonna be loving this because I didn't get a lot out of this magazine.
Oh, I got a lot in this one.
What are you at? 12, you said?
14.
He said 12, then 14.
Because it's 12 in the PDF or in the magazine, 14 in the PDF. Physics and falling damage. I just have to say this is a math article, and I hate it. And
Yes.
let's go to page 15.
I started to read this, and then as soon as I started seeing Velocity 1, Velocity 2, I was like, oh, we're not reading this.
We go to page
Ashley Parker, you magnificent bastard. You found a way to write, which is basically hieroglyphics for 4 pages. It just, how dare you? The sheer
page 15 is a different
audacity.
article. It's scientific facts behind the system, and I say it's another math article, and I still hate it. So
Yeah, I think it's written by the same guy, though, right? It's just another.
No, the
And then-
first one's by Arn, which I'm assuming is Arnold Ashley something, and then this is Steve Winter.
kinetic
Oh,
energy
is
is the key is on page 21, and that's another math article, and I hate it even more. So it's
Well,
all
'cause
math
it's-
articles all the way up.
Yeah, it's just when I started seeing Velocity and
We don't-
square roots, I was
We
like,
don't need to
done.
have. We don't need to know how far someone's fallen, how much damage they should take for the fall.
No, you just tell me how many d6s I need to roll.
That's it. It's
This is role
ridiculous.
playing. This ain't math.
This ain't Math Hammer.
And honestly, if you're in a situation where it's not specifically this is the damage of the fall, and you've decided that you're off the cuff going to make someone fall, and how are we going to do this? If you started with this sine and cosine nonsense, the square root of, I think you would have a revolt. The table would.
Unless you're playing at MIT in the math department, they'd be like, "Yes, that's exactly it." But yeah, this is
A
ridiculous.
gun to my head. I couldn't say 100% that's not just fiction, just that they written as a joke.
Yeah. Like I couldn't figure out any of this math. There's symbols I've never seen before.
Yeah, and they know, they've done the research, they've done the polls. They know that this is a game for 12-year-olds. Like that, their biggest is like early high school.
I mean, let's be honest. You'll get a few of these physicist type guys who are going to be all over this that played D&D in high school. But I was not one of those guys.
No.
They rail against the system of D6 because it's not realistic. You're playing a fantasy game. It's not realistic.
I took enough physics just to get me into college.
I like physics, but not this kind of physics. Yeah. So that's my article, Jack. Oh, sorry. Pat?
Okay.
Pat.
Okay.
Pat's in
No,
charge.
there'll be no
I
coup
think
on
we'll
my
move on
watch.
to the next.
So Jack, you are now
My-
next. So please, what article are you going to bring up?
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to hijack.
You almost
Need some
did.
control
because
back.
I forgot who was in charge.
If you don't mind, let's go to page 76.
I hope you have
76.
3 articles,
Oh,
Jack,
you
'cause
bastard.
We have new rules.
Marvel
where
file.
You need to have
This
3 articles.
He
this is
stole
a
my article.
long running. This goes on for quite some time, and it was one of my favorites in the magazine because I was a fan of Marvel.
That's probably why I bought this magazine, frankly.
You might have. That might have been what spurred you on learning about Thor.
Yep.
In this particular one, and
I so stayed away from this because of you guys.
I remember thoroughly enjoying. I used to go to flea markets and buy. DC used to do these ones where it was a comic book size comic book, everything, and it was like it was called the Who's Who or something, and it was just person after person, comic book character after comic book character.
Here's the Marvel version.
And this scratched that itch. Loved it. The Marvel file, one of my favorite things. So, Mr. Jeff Grubb, you,
Yes.
from what I understand, you're still living in a stately manner, enjoying the boons and the accolades of your peers.
It gives the stats from the Marvel game too for these guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's because this is so early in the Marvel RPG that they didn't have stat lines for all these characters, so they just started putting them in the magazine. So this is the first place you can ever find Thor, Loki, and Ulik. And Thor is OP as crap. He's crazy.
There's probably the original source book with just enough heroes to get you going.
Yeah.
And so why not supplement it as basically an ad in itself? If you're reading Dragon magazine and you look down and go, yeah, maybe I'd try Marvel. Oh,
Jeff Grubb is still alive.
that's what I said.
You did say that.
He's married to Kate Novak. I wonder if he's related to our co-host on our. That'd be
Other
hilarious
podcast.
if it's. Oh, that's Uncle Jeff. Brian, you know Jeff Grubb, you bastard.
Oh, Uncle Jeffrey. He stopped by the other day. He kept trying to bring up Marvel.
No, but Uncle Jeffrey never talks about comics at family gatherings.
Yeah, nobody knows he was a famous author of comic books, and
He saves
Marvel
that
comics.
conversation for down at the bar.
He regales them with tales of his mid 80s.
But yes, Marvel File is a classic, and I can't wait to see more because we get to see cool characters.
So Pat, that was your article.
That was your article, Jack. So as dictated by me, the host of the show, I will now go next, and we will go to page 24.
I could have guessed that. I was going to guess it. I have something to say about this article before you start.
Go ahead.
I fucking hate Rust Monsters.
So, as you know, this is the Ecology of the Rust Monsters, which Rob fucking hates.
They're the worst.
This is by Ed Greenwood. So
silly looking motherfuckers.
Based on a Chinese toy that they
I know,
hey,
right?
this looks
that they found in a plastic pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then why? Like who's the sadist who went? You know what? That's
We're gonna ruin
it. He's adorable. You know what he's gonna do?
Ruin all your stuff.
Yep, and Ed puts a nice little spin on everything. Here, really breaks it down how its sense of smell is linked to magnetism. That's why it can find metal so easy.
Bastard.
It's got a little deal here on how fast it rusts the different kinds of metals, and how it is also very not monogamous of an animal. Doesn't mate for life like beluga whales.
He likes to get done.
Yeah, he just hits it and quits it.
He's no swan.
So, he really goes in depth to this thing, though. He even talks about how much hit points damage each antenna takes before it gets cut off.
And it's surprisingly robust. It talks about what all the things he's immune to and stuff. He's no slouch. He would mess up a party pretty quick.
Yeah, rust monsters are pretty tough. They look ridiculous because they're, like you said, based on a Chinese toy found in a plastic bag with.
I was Japanese. Don't be racist.
Was it Japanese?
Was it Japanese?
Yeah. Both, yeah.
All right.
Oh.
That changes everything.
What does Joe Coy say? Rice is rice.
Because I could have sworn. No, clearly I'm wrong.
I think it was I think it was in a pack of kaiju or something, right?
Yeah, it was because I think there was like Godzilla and stuff in there too, but they couldn't use him.
Rob's got one of those smartphone things, and he's on top of that kind of stuff. I'd have to go back to the library and.
It's up there.
So
I'm like a steel trap. That's what they
everyone
say.
knows the rust monster. Everyone hates the rust monster. Everyone puts all their good weapons behind, and
kick it in the head.
Yeah, and again, Ed comes forward with a good little article about rust monsters.
Speaking of going back to the library, just as non sequitur, I was reading my Dracula.
Oh, that's a good looking book
today, and
reading my Dracula, as I do every day. It's like his Bible. I'm reading my Dracula.
Hildebrandt, I used to be so into him. Like he was my jam in high school. And I remember I think it was my mom found this and was like, "Oh, that's the guy you love." And I've had this book for a long, long time, and so I just wanted to show it off.
Oh.
It's illustrated by Greg Hildebrandt.
And that was,
so that's Jack's one ad.
He couldn't find a way to get it in there, so he said library, and he's like, "I must show my book." It's good. I'm happy that you're happy, Jack.
Yes.
Look at him. I've never seen him. He's got the boyish grin on his face. I've never seen him this
It's a
happy.
good looking book too. So, all right, let's bring it back to the top of the line. So, Rob, as you swat and imagine, you just smack Jack on the top of the head.
It's a big bug flying.
What's your second article?
Oh, back to me. You didn't do one, did you?
I just did. Breast Monster.
Oh, that one. That was you. It wasn't me. I just fucking hate roast monsters. That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to go page 5.
Uh-oh.
It's out on a limb. And the first one says, "Who wrote it?" And this poor kid writes in saying that one of his buddies won an argument about some rules by producing a letter from Gygax.
Funny enough, this is mine too.
That was so funny. And then they're like, yeah, if it's not signed, it's not by Gygax. And he doesn't just randomly write rules answers to people. So this kid tried to get one over on his buddy by saying, "No, I'm right. Gygax says so."
Wrote me a personal
It's not signed,
letter.
it's typed.
Yeah.
It was typed on plain, just
He typed it up. That's pretty cool.
white paper.
I would love to know the ages of these people, but it doesn't say. I'm hoping they're in like university because that'd be even funnier.
Because we've all known people like that can't be wrong, that just always have to, and it probably stewed on it for like a day.
He's stewed enough to type a letter. Like, you typed it. I hope the letter
to
also
get to
just
the
says,
point.
he is right. Like, it's not very long.
To get to the point where you then go, I have to fabricate this. A forgery is the only way I'm going to be able to rest. It's going to my blood is boiling.
I need to know where this town is.
Litchfield, Illinois. You're gonna go visit. You're gonna go visit old Andy Bowles.
I'm gonna go find out. Andy, who's that guy that tried to
pull one over you?
It's a good almost. It's almost to St. Louis. It's a good almost 3 hours away.
That explains everything.
Yeah.
Bad barbecue and bad people.
Where?
St. Louis.
Oh, I don't know if it's a bad barbecue.
I've never had St. Louis barbecue.
Oh, are you doing a St. Louis bar and grill joke?
He's talking about St. Louis barbecue.
Yeah, but I think there's a restaurant called St. Louis Bar and Grill, and I think their slogan is like something good barbecue. Is that what you're doing?
No, I was just trying to insult everyone in St. Louis
about their barbecue, because St. Louis prides themselves on their barbecue.
They do.
Okay, well, St. Louis. So St. Louis.
St. Louis. So, Jack, do you have another article then?
No, that was mine. I did not think that.
I got more.
A clever forgery would be swooped in upon by Rob and his eagle eyes.
I also have 4 ads, so get ready, boys.
All right, so we're gonna go to me then. I'm gonna go to page 81.
81, the Battle of Ebony Eyes?
Yes.
At Ebony Eyes, sorry.
Yes, this is a Nighthawk battle scenario for Star Frontiers.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And since we now know that I have it, I may play this scenario with one of the locals, as you know, Jack Johnson, and see how this goes.
You're going to make poor Jack have to play this game.
Yeah, well, you know Jack. He'll play any other game.
He'll play anything, that guy.
So I never played this scenario when it came out, and now that I have a working copy of Nighthawks again,
it's not very long, this scenario.
No, because it's a space battle. It just gives you the ships you need, where it is, and then the winning conditions. So then you battle it out and see who wins. So
nice line art from Parkinson.
Stay tuned if I do play it, and I probably will, but not anytime soon. I'll take some pics and we'll talk about it.
That's one of the big fours doing the art there. Keith Parkinson.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so that's my second article. Not too much there.
Second?
Yes. So Jack's done. I'm done. So Rob, why don't you just knock it out of the park?
I only have one more article.
Okay.
It's on page 28 on the PDF. It is off the shelf. And it's actually not on page 28. It's actually on is it on 28? Let me see where it is.
Off the shelf's on 28.
Yeah, but I don't think it's actually on this page. No, it's on actually page 29. Because it's Neuromancer by William Gibson. This guy is doing the review of one of the very first cyberpunk books. And his description's pretty funny because it's like at the time this is like unheard of what this kind of sci-fi is like, and he's, at the end it's like Neuromancer is not a happy book. It does not have a happy ending. Like, welcome to cyberpunk. But yeah, that was just funny that we get to see the beginnings of whole genres right here. Not the first one, obviously. Hardwired was the first one, but
Yeah, I mean, I think Cyberpunk and Shadowrun should be coming around now.
No, Shadowrun's 87 or something like that. It's quite a bit later.
It should be coming soon, is what I meant to say.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk the RPG, and yeah, and then and I think a year later Shadowrun comes out. That's coming up. Yep. Anyways, that was a nice quick hit on my.
So you're saying this book is the cause of everyone gluing gears onto their foppish top hats their airships?
You can blame that on H.G. Wells. No, this is everybody gluing cybernetic implants onto the faces.
Oh, and everything's blue and purple neon.
Yeah, neon, okay. And yes, and you got to get side of your head tattoos, things like that.
Okay, well, hopefully Harrison Ford can hunt them all down.
And there is also another review of The Sword and the Chain, which is, we talked about this book series before, by Joel Rosenberg. It's another book from that series about, it's pretty much the D&D cartoon before the D&D cartoon. These people trapped in a fantasy realm. Read this book too. Classic.
I looked for that first one, couldn't find it. But what I did find
was Dracula.
Is I was reading my Dracula today. And it's got Greg Hildebrandt.
It's so blurry. I wish you could get it so it's not blurry.
What?
I'd like to see the cover.
Put it in your face. Put it in front of your face.
I could see. Oh, almost. No, other way. Close to your face. Oh, there he is. Dracula biting Mina's throat.
Looks like Sean Connery wearing a Commander Adama outfit.
Greg Hildebrandt.
Story by Bram
Stoker. All illustrated all throughout, and it's
classic. I wish you had told about this earlier.
Yeah, look like that. But I couldn't find The Sword and the Chain.
I was gonna say it was just you just showed the page that had just the writing on it. You didn't see the other part. Not the picture. He just wants to show that there's text.
All right.
Yeah, it is a real book. I didn't make a clever forgery, and then at the end of the show, goes, remember when that guy went through all the trouble of writing out a paragraph on a page? I made a whole fucking book. I'm even crazier than that guy.
I've proved that this book exists, but it doesn't.
All right, let's do some ads. Jack, why don't you start us off with the ads?
Oh, I think I will. Let's go to page 46.
Oh, this is one of mine.
It's one of mine too.
It's gotta be because it's so awesome.
I've never heard of this.
I remember this. I didn't get it.
I'm amazed that Pat does not want to buy this currently, though.
Well, because it was...
Imagine what it's worth now.
It is.
I'm sure it's expensive.
$50 for
everything.
Everything. All that stuff. And
the thing is, I have almost every one of these things already.
Although it isn't everything, because this is before Masters and Immortal came out.
Yeah.
Right, but everything up until the 10th year anniversary, where
my question is
how much it would cost now.
What is if WotC's going to do anything for the 50th year anniversary?
I doubt it, because they're terrible.
Yeah.
They'll crap on their customer base and try to steal our books from our houses. That's what they'll do for the 50th.
if they're looking to make amends, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
You put together a nice little set that's...
Oh, have you seen how much they have a set for 5e, which is the player's handbook, the DMG, and the monster manual? Do you know how much that costs?
Oh, don't tell me. It's more than if you bought them individually.
It's $125 in a slipcase. It's like, what the hell?
What is it if you bought those individually?
Oh, probably about the same, but books are so expensive now. It used to be cheap. I remember when it was like $20 for a book was expensive. Now it's like $100 for a hardback. It's crazy prices.
I mean, they put out the remake of the original D&D chainmail and all that stuff, Blackmore, in a box set a couple years ago. That released for $100.
Yeah, it's
of course now you can't find it anywhere for like $500 on eBay resell. So,
yeah.
I should have bought one when I had the chance, and I don't know why I didn't.
There's a lot of regrets in the world.
It's because you're known for your restraint. You are a penny pinching, frugal person who would
I'm penny pinching at the wrong times.
Yeah, that's right. You'd be like, I don't think I'll just get it later, and then you're like, oh, I should have got it then.
Like I've been on the pin. Like if it's back at the store by Gen Con, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
and I haven't. Just so you know, I haven't went back to the Games Plus yet to see if Metamorphosis Alpha is still there.
Oh, you haven't bought it yet?
I said if it's still there when I come back to the store again.
You've not come back.
Buy it. I have not gone back yet. It's not that I've refused.
Well,
I just haven't had a chance.
We got another month. Almost a month
in
a few days before Gen Con. Yep.
We'll definitely probably go for Gen Con because we always do.
I have to. It's our pilgrimage.
Gen Con.
It's coming up quick.
So, Rob, you're going to Gen Con?
No.
All right.
Why?
Let's move that on to what is your ad?
Yeah, every year.
Why wasn't I?
You were invited. You're just this curmudgeon.
Yes.
Let's not get into it now, Jack. We don't want to shame you on national television.
I had plans for you.
There was a gimp mask.
There was.
He's got a sex dungeon. His sex dungeon's right next to the horde. So.
All right, what's your ad, Rob?
Me? Okay, we're gonna go to page 27. This one's pretty cool. It's Grenadier models, a bunch of box sets, but right in the middle there, the very famous undead elephant.
Yep.
How many times we've looked for this undead elephant? I remember our buddy Coach asking me, "Do you remember that ad with the undead elephant in it?" I was like, "Yes," and here it is. I think
I'm actually looking. There's actually Traveler and Call of Cthulhu box sets.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the box sets till just now.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. Grenadier had a lot of good miniatures.
Secret Agents for Top Secret or 007.
And Fantasy. I remember Fantasy Lords too. I think I had one of those ones.
Some of these boxes you can buy. I think this Fantasy Lord box, the Knights, is at Games Plus.
Is it
on a shelf sitting up top? You can buy.
That's Griffin right there. I had that Griffin. That was I painted him red, white, and blue, and only later realized he looked very American.
I remember.
You remember that Griffin? That's him.
Yeah, because I think you brought him out recently.
He's definitely yellowed now. The white is no longer white. It's one of those things where the tester's paint turned yellow. So he's red, white, and yellow now. It's probably some other flag. Or no, red, blue, red, yellow, and blue. That's what he is now. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Grenadier. This is getting into the times where we're getting close to where I started actually buying stuff. So you're seeing a lot of things that I owned. I never owned the undead elephant because I believe that was really expensive at the time. It was probably like $20, and but I definitely own that Griffin. I think I had it for. I wonder if I had the Griffin. Must have been for some army or something. Probably for Warhammer. Actually, I might have bought it. Could be.
All right. Well, let's go to page 39 then for my ad.
39. Speaking of Citadel miniatures in Warhammer.
Yeah, now we have actual minis to go with Warhammer.
They're very. This ad is not very good because they're like get lost in the rock there.
Well, that's funny. I wanted to point this out because I thought for sure you'd be like, you can actually see the minis.
It is, but the other one was better. This one's like, what? I sort of can see them.
And they're not even like particularly good. You've seen many, many better miniatures in this magazine.
I think the Citadel is just starting to make the minis now.
Just start.
Yeah. It's like the humble beginnings of the whole situation.
Yeah, the actual Warhammer minis. Little did they know at this time.
They don't know what they started.
How bad they would become.
These were probably still affordable then.
At the time, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right.
$10. $10 for Knights of Chaos and $10 for Goblin Raiding Party.
Ooh, I feel like that's still expensive.
I don't know how many you get.
Depends. Yeah. If we're looking at this,
if you got 10, then it's not expensive.
Yeah. If we're looking and that is the goblins on the right, the knights on the left, and you go, okay, for $10, that's...
Looks like 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 goblins. 7 knights and 12 goblins for $10. That's not bad. $10 each.
That's an assumption on my part, but
I would think you're right, Jack. I would assume that was correct.
All right, Jack, do you have another ad?
I do not. I am tapped.
All
Oh,
right, I have one more ad left, and let's go to page.
I got 3 more ads.
All right, well, let's do this one. Go to page 85.
Why are you doing 2 in a row for you, and I got 3 ads?
Why
I'm
are
gonna
we
let,
doing any at all? We've done the
because
show. We can end it right
because
now.
I'm gonna let you close it out, Rob.
Games on call? Is that what you're?
Yeah, so I don't know what this is. Is this a distributor? Is this a place where you can call to get spare parts for your games, or what?
Yeah, I think it might be a
It doesn't say
distributor.
anything. It just says
It's just a story that gave their phone number out. It literally is just a board game
But
store.
if it just lines carried, it doesn't say.
Well, it
what
also says
games.
Starfleet battle parts and squad leader parts.
Yeah. So what is it? I don't know what this is. This is a distributor,
Games on call is in Amarillo,
or
Texas.
you just call and say, hey, you know, I'd like a game of Monopoly. Can I get that?
Yeah, I think it might be like a mail order, like early days mail order. Yeah, I think
So
that's what it is. It's a mail order.
I was like, oh my god, I just don't understand.
I understand
This ad
because
is very lacking in what it is.
it reminds
They
me of the
just-
old Mile High comics and stuff back in the day when you were
Mhm.
just like mail order comics. This is mail order
Yeah,
games.
I need the chits for all the Constitution class for Starfleet battles, please.
Maybe they do have
So-
parts. It says
I just
no shipping charge in U.S. Must be nice.
you got a whole page ad there. You could add just a little bit more to say, hey, if you're looking for this game, call
Yeah.
us. We have it.
Yeah, that's what it should say. It should be like, you need a game? We have the games.
I mean, all it does is just say you can call in for convenience. We have fast shipping. We have large selections.
Yeah.
Cash on deliveries.
It's not
Welcome.
it's not a good ad. We'll go there. It's not a good ad.
Yeah, not a good ad. It doesn't give you any information
There should be
other
a
than that they carry lines of games.
call to action. There's no call to action. That's what it is.
It's all call to action. It's just like, hey, call this number.
No,
It's
but
like,
I mean, usually it should be like, we have it. You want it. Come get us.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any of that.
we'll answer the question. What do we do when you call us?
That's right.
All right.
I have 2 more ads, by the way.
All right, knock it out, Rob.
Page 41.
Page 41.
Jack. Is this why you only had one ad?
It's because he's going to guess my ads. But it's Indiana Jones role playing game. In Indiana Jones, a new movie is coming out soon, so I thought we have to have some content. We should put this in the thumbnail so we get some traction.
Is this
What do they call it? Synergy.
Yes,
Raiders? Is this Raiders or is this Temple?
we'll put a picture of our faces pointing at it. Oh, we don't know.
Raiders or Temple?
Yeah, Raiders. It's Raiders. Yeah, this is the first movie. Yep, and it's Indiana Jones role playing game. I have no idea what system it uses.
Neither do I. I didn't even. This
yeah,
is one of the ones that escaped me. I didn't even see this game before.
I don't remember ever seeing it in the stores. I'm curious. Is it based
All right,
on another game?
We're gonna go look at and see if they have it at Games Plus.
It does have a stand-up figures, a rules booklet, adventure clues. Is that what this is? Special maps, reference screen. So everything you need to enjoy your adventure. So it's a box set. Oh, it says from the producers of the Dungeons and Dragons game, but it doesn't really say 10 and up. It doesn't say what game it's based on or rules wise.
It doesn't, but it says TSR. So
I'd be curious if they I would think they would just slap it on some of the rules, like Top Secret or one of those ones, right?
is this just a board game that they're calling a role playing game because it's got standees?
Well, people play role playing games with miniatures for some reason. So
Yeah.
my other one is to hold it out. It's another nostalgia trip, page 87. Time Master Adventures in the Fourth Dimension. Definitely had this. It's Pacesetter again, and I actually had the Pacesetter version this time. These are the kind of games I would see at real cheap at UbiCon and just buy them. So I had this box set. It's time travel, and I don't know if I actually ever played this game, but I had it, and yeah, it's called Time Master.
Time Master.
I was a Doctor Who fan at the time, so probably the idea of it saying Time Master probably attracted me. So, from the makers of Chill, but I bought Chill much later, which is odd. Who knows? But anyways, yep, that was my nostalgia trip, Time Master. And I think that's it for me.
All right, Jack. Do you have anything else? You sure
No.
don't have another ad? Because in this universe, you can have more than one ad.
No, I'm just poised.
He
and
did. He
ready
had
to
Indiana
guess.
Jones. He had 2.
Yeah, I'm just poised to guess other people's ads.
Okay.
I think we're done.
I think we're done then. Well, then, that being said, thanks for watching. This was a fun experience. We learned a lot about rust monsters. We learned a lot about time traveling.
I'd like to do a shout out to.
We learned a lot about Dracula.
Greg Hildebrandt's Dracula.
It's true.
Rob's got a shout out.
Well, I just like to say Jack and I are going to be special guests on a certain podcast for their 10th anniversary. Dead Zone, the podcast, out now. It should be out by the time this episode comes out. And please find Dead Zone, the podcast. It's the I just almost said 100th anniversary, 10th anniversary special. Jack and I go back, visit the old haunted house.
The whole haunted house.
Yeah, we
dig up some graves.
You thought you got us out? You pull us right back in.
Well,
yeah.
You can hear how we think of these new whippersnappers stealing our glory. So
Rob does his Will Smith impression. I do my Martin Lawrence. It gets crazy.
Cray.
It's cray. All right. Well, then, that being said, Dead's on the podcast. For us, like, click, subscribe,
share,
comment in the account. Let us know.
Find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Let us know about that one guy. Where was that last week? Who knows?
That one guy. Jeff Grubb is alive.
Jeff Grubb.
Even if it was this week, I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought it was just me for once.
So, all right.
Go find that one
guy.
Go
find that one guy. Let us know. You let us know if
he's
still
no,
alive.
That was last week. That was last week. With
he's only got one arm.
It's a one-armed man. He killed my wife.
All right. For the Dragon's Tome, then, I have been your host, Chopper.
I'm Jack.
I didn't hit record. Bye-bye.